Yo, what's going on, TWC family? We're back again with another episode. I'm with my fellas, B, Avery. How y'all feeling today?
Good, bro. Another
That's good.
day, man.
That's good. That's good.
Hustling from work today, so we at it.
Yeah, we did definitely.
Wait, this is day number what? 3 out of like 8.
Yeah, we've been running. We've been running.
We got tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
and Thursday, bro. We've running.
We had one yesterday.
We're running. Yeah,
we had one yesterday too.
Yeah,
dude.
So today we got a special guest. I got my bro, man, one of my good guys. Met him in Westchester.
TWC.
Yeah, I had to, bro. I took Max's place on that one, yo.
Yeah, I'm saying it's the dub in the house, bro. Multifaceted visionary. He's a DJ. He's a active runner. He's a artist. What else, brother? Entrepreneur, philanthropist. Wow. This is my boy Marquise. Photographer. Can't forget about that. Mm-hmm. Photographer as well. It's my boy Marquise. Alias is Rawkeese. So yeah, give it up for my boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love it, bro.
What's going on, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Appreciate you having me on the episode.
For sure, man. Thanks for coming, man.
Really
Please.
appreciate y'all.
For sure, bro.
I'm saying. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. I just want to touch up a little bit, let the people know who you are, where you come from, you know, a little bit about your background and things of that nature.
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Marquise Peacock. I'm from Bushkill, Pennsylvania, which is a small town up in the Poconos. Grew up there, went to high school, played sports, faced some adversity, but made my way down to Westchester, following the path of my brother, which you met, which kind of allowed us to meet.
Shout out to Ray. Yeah.
Then at Westchester, I fell into photography my freshman year because I lost my identity when I went to Westchester because I wasn't playing sports anymore. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. When you attach your identity your whole life to playing a sport, and then you don't get that scholarship, and then it's like, well, now what? So I was like, I gotta find something to do because I was at suicidal thoughts. I didn't really have too much friends outside of the people that now introduced me to.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get a camera. I took some of that fast food money. I was like, instead of spending it on beer and all kinds of stuff, I'm like, look, let me just get a camera, start shooting. So I started shooting, just for fun that spring of 2017, February, March, and after maybe a month, 2 months of shooting, somebody saw me shoot and they were like, yo, I'll pay you to take some photos. I'm like, a word? I was like, okay. I was like, I wasn't planning on making money, but why not? I'm not going to turn down money. So then, the passion turned into a business, and I've been doing it ever since, for the past 9 years.
We love it.
Now I primarily work, with branding, lifestyle, portraits, events, really just helping people tell their story.
Right.
And over time, I learned that I enjoy not only telling other people's story and helping them tell it, but I want to really document growth and telling my own story. And that's kind of how I got to the point of, being on the other side of the camera and filming my own documentary.
Nice. That documentary, you gotta tap into the documentary. I personally love the documentary, man.
Where can you find the documentary at, bro?
You can find the documentary on YouTube. My YouTube is Rawkeese, RAWQUES, and the name of the documentary is Just Keep Running. Just Keep Running, Faith in Motion, a marathon documentary by Marquise Peacock.
We love
if I can ask a quick question, bro, because I can relate to the sports thing. What sport were you playing?
I played football, a little bit of basketball up until I decided to focus on football, and then I ran track in middle school.
Okay, what was that transition like as far as like trying to figure out what to do next after it didn't work out? Sports.
It was rough. It involved a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking. Girls, mistakes. All the things that they tell us not to do. I did, and eventually I made my way, back. I found my way home, through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But I'm hard headed. I always take the,
we all are.
I always take the belt to ass before I
learn the hard way.
Come to my senses. But thankfully nothing majorly catastrophic happened. While I was doing those things, and I was able to come out of it. Find like a positive outlet.
That's good, bro.
Love that.
I feel like that's what happens, bro, when you go as a person who played sports and that's like your identity growing up, and you have dreams and aspirations of taking it far at a high level. When you come to that point where you don't have the opportunity or that isn't given to you anymore, when you get to a certain level, it's like, all right, what's next? It gets scary, it gets dark for you because it's like, this is what I wanted to do. That's where your identity lied at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know what the heck.
A lot of parents and coaches they fail, you know, the kids and the youth in that aspect of not fully developing them in their identity as a human being, as their role in the family.
I think that's
their
what
role in
Ish was,
society first.
you know, was touching up on the last episode when he was talking about his school district not focusing on the younger kids to go into high school sports. Everybody's going outwardly to like Bonner and, you know, St. Joe's Prep and things of that nature, but not to his high school and whatnot. So like, it's essentially that, bro, helping them like build that identity.
That's self-discovery. And that's a huge part of, you know, my life and my journey up until this point. And it's something that I recognized even early on in my early 20s that I wanted to give back to the youth at the YMCA. I used to work at the YMCA in Westchester. And one of the
you definitely did,
one
bro.
of the things that I did there was I developed a 10-week self-discovery program to help the youth, you know, one, discover who they are, like in their identity, find their voice, and then kind of discover what their future career path might be, you know, way in advance. And with, you know, the assistance of, you know, myself and the other caretakers that were there at the time, because it was something they weren't getting in school, and you could see it in their character development. You know, like at 16, you know, you should be thinking about, you know, your future a little bit more. You should have some, you know, goals maybe outlined, like, oh, like I want to, you know, I want to go to states in track or something, or I want to, you know, get into honors next year, like, you know, small achievable goals for a high schooler, but not, you know, still just aimlessly walking around playing Roblox. Because it will catch up to you, you know, in 2 short years, you're 18, and then now what, you know, they just throw you out into the world.
Decision.
Like,
Exactly.
You gotta have some type of mentorship, you know, to force you to be uncomfortable and to grow.
That's why a lot of players now at the high level, they have a hard time with money and everything like that. If you ever realize, a lot more players at the college and high school level with any sport have a hard time in adulthood because all they've known throughout their life was just sport.
Sport,
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And LSU football player recently committed suicide.
That's right.
I forget.
Financial reasons?
You know what?
I think it was over some kind of court case or something. Like they tried to blame him for something he didn't do, and then they later got proved after he killed himself.
I did hear about
after he killed himself, that's when they said he was innocent. But that's when that's a rough one, dude.
Oh, I know. It was the car crash. It was a car accident. There was a rear end, or it was like a T-bone or a rear end or something, and they tried to say
it was him.
The driver who T-boned the other driver and died was because the Charger that he was driving, he was like a Hellcat or a Charger, so was speeding through the intersection when that wasn't the case. The Hellcat that he was driving, he went through the intersection at the speed limit a whole 60 seconds prior to the rear end accident even happening. And when you look at the ring camera footage from like the business, you can see the Hellcat go by, 60 seconds go by, and then this old man T-bones this lady, and then he dies, and they blamed it on him.
And he lost everything. He lost every offer, every NFL offer. He lost everything.
Everything.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, insane, bro.
Yeah. I want to move on to a couple of things because I know you are, you know, all over the place. So I know you juggle a couple of hats right now. So
many
hats, bro. So like, let's dive into a couple of them. Let's dive into like running, bro. Like what sparked the start of you running, bro?
It's more the same trauma, just like many things in my life. You know, they come from a dark place, and I try to, you know, be that rose that grew from concrete. I was driving trucks from 2022. 2021 I got my license. I got in the truck on my own January 2022. Okay. You know, it was a passion of mine, or it was a dream of mine as a child, like to, you know, be a truck driver. So given that I had lost my role at the YMCA due to budget cuts, COVID, you know, financial pressures from, you know, that I had on myself, family issues. You gonna get some money.
I'm be like that too, bro.
Yo, like, let me get some money. Let me get a big boy job.
Yeah.
So, you know, I go out over the road, being a little Rolling Stone, and, you know, a year and a half goes by, and I'm like, yo, I don't like this over the road stuff no more. I miss being home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the money's worth it. So I find a local gig in Westchester,
Nice.
the original company that I wanted to work for. They finally was ready to accept me. So I get off the road, I come back home, and now I'm driving local. I'm working in Westchester. It's cool. From there, I'm starting to, get more comfortable in the career because I'm home every night. I meet a girl, but get a girlfriend. Things is going good.
That's good.
She moves in. Things is even better. I'm thinking, all right, this may be it. I'll be a trucker. I got a girl. She's a teacher. Like typical pairing. It's all well and good. Then I get into an accident, and that changed everything because truck driving is already, one of the most dangerous professions there is. And, you pray before you go out each and every day that nothing happens to you. But then when it does, it's a wake-up call. It's like, am I really being paid enough for, this to be worth my life? And then the stressors of not only my life, but I'm the one driving the 80,000 pound missile. Like, there's other lives at stake too.
Yeah.
So, you afraid of hurting yourself, but also hurting
other people. Yeah.
So it just wasn't worth the weight that I was putting on myself. And that weight manifested on me physically because being a truck driver, you see a lot of them, they put on weight, and a lot of that weight is the weight that they carry to move this society. And I did it for almost 3 years, and I was like, I don't think this is for me, especially after that accident. I had back pains coming out of the accident. I guess you could say post-traumatic stress disorder
For sure.
caused me to have bladder issues. So for about 2 weeks, like, it was like I had to have a bag, like I had to be next to a bathroom or have a trash can, because like if I drink this bottle of water, by the time I finished it just come right out. Like, it was
a big anxiety.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
That was a scary time. And I was in a little phase of depression after that. Continued to try to keep working, and 7-8 months go by, and I'm just like, yo, this ain't it. Like, I'm still just as traumatized as it was from the day of the accident.
Thanks.
So in October of 24, I went to my part-time job at the restaurant. I said, yo, like, I'm ready to quit this trucking thing, but like, I need some help. Like, can y'all give me some more hours, or can I work some overtime, whatever the case may be? And I built enough of a relationship with them at that point that, my manager said, you know what, like, I'll help you out. Like, we'll give you, X amount of dollars by the hour for the events, and then we'll give you some more shifts.
Shout out to that restaurant too. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Fearless. Shout out to Autograph Brasserie.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. That's
shout out
love.
My manager Lee and Josh. They real good people.
Facts.
They even got, my people's work there now. I got like 4 or 5.
That's lovely. You still in there. It's still in there. We're loving that. You know what I'm saying? Building connections. I love it.
That relationship and that opportunity allowed me the confidence to be able to quit trucking and do that. So the holiday season of 24, I was just in the restaurant grinding, like working every day, 6-7 days a week, double shifts, all kinds of stuff. And funny enough, that December I ended up making more money than I would if I was in a truck. So I was like, yo, there's money in this restaurant thing. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
That's fire.
So Christmas passes, you enjoy time with family and stuff, but then New Year's resolution, it's like, all right, like, I need to get a job. Like, I need to get a new career. What am I going to do? I quit trucking. I got shacked up with shorty, like,
got bills.
Like, bills.
Got reality here,
So from there, I knew I always had a passion for sales. I always saw myself in like my later 20s and 30s, going corporate. Okay. So like, I had did the community and youth engagement work I wanted to do. I had did the blue collar over the road stuff that I wanted to do. Now I was like, all right, it's time to go white collar. And then after white collar, you know what I'm saying, we got big plans for that too. So I started applying to like different sales jobs, got my resume right. My buddy Jared and a couple other people I know who work in like payments and tech sales, they helped me out, and I got a couple interviews. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to the interviews, second, third round. And I just kept getting rejected. And I'm just like, yo, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Man, that's life, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to get them no's before you get them yeses.
It was hurting. So in the midst of all this happening, I go into work one day at the restaurant, and my manager's like, yo, we're going to do this race at Valley Forge Park. We're going to pay for it. Anybody wants to do it, sign up sheets right here. And everybody, it's like 15, there are like 10, 15 servers in the room. Everybody's just on their phone or eating food or folding napkins. They're like, yeah, I'm not running. But But I was just like going through so much. I was just like, you know what? I was like, I'll do it. I'm like, yo, Lee, like sign me up. So I signed up.
At that point, it was just like,
I was just like, yo, like, let me just do something, you know? Yeah. So I signed up, and then I postponed training for a while, and then eventually I'm like, yo, I gotta start training. Right. So one day, I'm like depressed, you know, just got a rejection from one of the jobs I was at. I'm laying in bed, and I hear the garage open, and this is like at 4:30 in the afternoon. This is when Shorty is getting off work. So I'm like, oh shoot, like, let me get out of bed. Let me not, you know, be like that lazy boyfriend at home, laying up, depressed, sad. I'm like, you know, because once she see that, like, that's going to affect her mood, her mindset. Like, you know, I can't knock nobody else off their grind. I got to keep her mindset, you know, where I need it to be. Yeah. So I jumped out of bed, made the bed real quick, brushed my teeth real quick. You know, this is all like 30 seconds. Like, she come in, she's like, hey, like, we should go for a run or a walk. My coworker wants to go to the track today. It was like the first day of spring. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. Let's go. Cause like I gotta start training anyway. Okay. So we get to the track. I'm running around, and this is in the documentary too. I'm running around the track. You know, her friend there. So I'm like, nah, like I can't just be doing like 12-minute miles. I'm like, yo, like her friends is here. I gotta show her. You know, she her man is fit. So I start sprinting, and no lie, I throw up. So like they over here at like by the bleachers where the 100-meter mark is, and I'm on like, you know, where it's like 200 meters, and I throw up. So then by the time, you know, they walking, by the time they get to where I threw up, they're like, hey, did you see that somebody threw on the track? Was that you? I'm like, no. But, you know, it damn sure was me.
Oh, man.
But after that day, I was just like, all right, well, I started, now I got to keep training for this race. Thanks. So I got out there 2 more times and experienced like a lot of knee pain because I had a knee surgery back in high school. You know, obviously the muscle fatigue from not doing no physical activity and just sitting in the truck for all them years. So it was hard, but like I pushed myself.
You really had to get your body acclimated.
Yeah, we're talking about going from like maybe 500 to 1,000 steps a day to 10 to 20K a day, like that. But I wish it was like that, but it took time. But like I forced myself through it.
I don't even think a lot of people in life are getting 500 steps in a day, bro. Like that's crazy. A lot of people.
Oh well, yeah.
We got some sedentary people that don't get steps, bro. Like, come on, we got a lot of like chair-bound jobs.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you,
I get about 500 by 6 a.m.
Like you think I'd be joking? Like I hope a lot of people will be touching the 500 steps a day, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but like when you think about it, like 500 to 1,000.
A truck driver though, like I was going from the bed to the car, from the car to the truck, from the truck to the gas station. Or and then right back. Like
I do want to touch on that.
That's crazy too.
I want to touch on that before we go any farther because there's no amount of money worth being miserable. We were kind of talking about this
we were talking about this a couple days ago.
I feel like a lot of people who might not have that much money will be like, oh, I'll take like $1 million, be miserable. Like, no, like until you feel that real depression, there's no amount of money.
You couldn't pay me to get back in the truck.
No, exactly.
And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So whatever amount of money you're making, if you're not happy, get out of there. That's all I got to say. Because I know that feeling. I know that feeling of like, you feel like, oh, the money's worth it, so I'm gonna just stay and I'm gonna suck it up. It just ruins you, drains you.
I've left jobs for less because of it was depleting me in a different way, bro, like energy wise, bro. And so like
there's a night and day difference between my work-life balance then and my work-life balance now, and that's a big reason why I'm able to juggle all these hats.
Yeah.
But as far as like why I started running, it was because, you know, that girl pulled me out of that house and got me to go on that first walk because my manager gave me the opportunity to do that first race. It was because of all these people around me, you know, subconsciously or consciously, you know, telling me to move, telling me to take action and not just be stagnant in the situation that I was in. So then continuing on with the training, I run the race, I walk up to the start line and tears just rolled down my eyes. I love it. I just felt the spirit moving, and I'm like, yo, God, like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm just running a little race.
It's not just running a race. It's so much newness in there.
It was the beginning of a journey.
There it is.
Like, so I called my mom. I said, Mom, I don't know what's happening right now, but I'm like, we have to start with something huge. And she prayed with me. She said, big boy, like, you'll go out there and you run your race.
That's dope.
And my coworkers is in the distance. I'm late. They about to start the race. My coworkers is like, Marquise, are you crying? I'm like, nah. I'm like, yo, I'm like, come on, I'm trying to be machismo and all this spiritual jazz is happening, getting emotional. But it really was the start of a journey.
I love it, bro.
A few weeks later, I do 3 rounds with a company. I think this is the one. Rejection. I'm already in my running routine. I realize this is something that's healthy for me. So I'm like, yo, let me get out this crib before I smash something. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And on that run, I'm like, yo, God, why? Like, why God? And this is in the documentary as well. He literally tells me, like, yo, just keep running. I literally hear it in my ear. He says, just keep running and like everything's gonna work itself out. And from that day till now, I've just kept running and everything has worked itself out.
Crazy. So,
wow, bro.
Since that first run to date, how many runs have you done?
On Strava, I've got 150 plus activities on Strava. I just hit on Strava, but I started on the Adidas app, so I probably had like another 100 on the Adidas app before I even got to Strava. So
jeez, bro.
I'm at, since last year, I'll say from year to date, from when I started in March last year to now, I'm probably at like 800-ish miles.
I love it, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. I'm
going for 1,000 this year.
Sheesh.
At least 1,000 this year.
Wow.
On pace to hit 100 for this month. So yeah, so I got to do like 100 to like 125 a month for the next 10 months.
What's the most? Well, you've probably done 1 billion in a day. What's the most you've done in a day, right?
The marathon, 26.2.
How do you feel after?
I mean, like your mind is like, you're like, it's a complete high. Like the first like 5 minutes you can't even speak. Like when I crossed that finish line, it was just like just silence.
That's crazy,
like
bro.
Complete stillness. Like your neurons are firing. Like it's almost like if you did like psychedelics and like different pathways in your brain are opening up. Like it was definitely an exhilarating experience. But then the body starts to catch up, and you're like, yeah. Like the first day, the pain was rough.
Oh man.
And then shortly after, I did realize I did have a stress fracture in my foot. I had to, deal with that.
Okay.
But was patient. Was able to take December pretty much completely off. I maybe ran like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And then eased back into it in January. And then once I realized like I could really lay on her in February, right back to it. Like it's time to get back these 100-mile months.
That running is
100-mile months. I love it, bro.
And that's like the minimum for like endurance running. Like I know dudes doing 100-mile weeks.
No. Bro, I did
100-mile weeks is crazy. It's 4 weeks in a month, bro. So you do a 4 to 500. 500-mile months.
Like the dudes I talk to and look up to, and like some of the dudes I train with,
Jeez.
talking 100-mile weeks, and they're telling me now, they're like, I'm only doing 30-mile weeks right now. He's like, yo, you need to do 60. You need to do 60.
Double up on that?
I need to do 60.
Damn.
To hit the goals I want to hit, like by November, I need to be doing 60. So it's like I need to either utilize my time better or get more time and like maximize like my recovery. So it's like now it's like playing the game all over again, like allocating time here, allocating time there, what needs to be cut out, what needs to be added. So last year was the foundation. Now it's like, all right, you got to take what you learned and then use those same lessons in level 2. But it's just different, different things have to be sacrificed now.
I thought I was doing something running 6 miles. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you need no cardio with that. You got up the cardio.
Nothing. My homie Josh, Josh, bro. Yeah. My homie Josh is a running dog, and he can run for days, bro. And we did the turkey trot in November, this past November.
Good, John.
He signed. Yeah, I think he did 8 miles. I did 3. In my mind, I'm just like, I'll be all right. I was fine, but like leading up to it, I think it started off with 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles. We started running every Tuesday. 6 miles, I'm like, all right, cool, I feel good. Man, that race day came, pulled up my turkey trot day. I'm like, I'm by myself. Josh started off before me. I'm by myself. I'm like, what did you get yourself into, dog?
Race day energy, you start off hot, people cheering.
Like, yeah, man.
You get like half a mile in, you like, bro, you like,
I hit a wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I think it was 2 miles. I'm just like, I'm running. I'm looking back like, I gotta go back.
It's like any other performance, any other athletic sporting event.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta train how you want to perform, but then you can never truly prepare for when you in the spotlight.
Yeah,
anything can happen race day.
That's facts, yo.
Yeah, bro.
The weather,
Anything.
the shoes, your muscles, the hydration, the mindset going into it. Like a lot of things can happen on race day.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about a little bit of Legacy for Hope, bro. Let's talk about where that sparked up, like where you started with that one.
So Legacy of Hope, they're partnered with the Love Run Philly Half Marathon, which is March 29th. It's coming up this Sunday. But for the Philly, it's called Philly Runs Free. And essentially it's a fundraiser that you do with the race to raise money for Legacy of Hope, which helps families battling cancer in Philadelphia keep food in their refrigerators and ensure they don't lose their homes while they're, throwing all their money at fighting this horrible disease.
Okay.
I decided I wanted to do it because my father has been in and out of the hospital recently. They found a tumor on his pancreas and he just had a biopsy on Thursday. So, his diagnosis is still in the balance there. So I figured, while I'm dealing with it and while we have the resources too, I know that everybody doesn't have the resources too. So I was like, I've got this ability to run. I've got some sort of influence now. Let me see what I could do, to help these people in Philadelphia. And within 5 days, I hit a goal of 500. We hit that goal within 5 days. Now we're $571 and counting. So if we could hit like $1,000 by Sunday, that'd be amazing. I think the fundraiser is going to go until April anyway. So by April, we could definitely double it to 1,000.
Yeah.
And then in between my dad's appointment and today, one of my close friends was diagnosed with AML leukemia.
Wow.
And he's the same age as us. He's like 27, 28 years old. I'm supposed to do the photography for his wedding in 2 months. And now this is dropped on him.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot going on.
The community really rallied behind him, which was really heartwarming to see because I really grew up in like a close-knit town.
Yeah.
And we're already halfway to his goal, for his treatment, and I'm just like, man, it's really powerful. The things that you do
because it's possible, bro.
Yeah, wow.
Because it's so possible. That's crazy.
He's a good dude. He deserves it. He's a good dude.
Yeah, Pops deserves it too, bro.
For sure,
man.
I pray to God, he isn't diagnosed.
We'll be praying for him too, bro.
For sure, he's definitely in the prayers, bro.
If he is, I know, if we need support, I know people will rally behind us too.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that afterwards. We're gonna talk more.
That is kind of stuff that makes you realize how lucky you are. Though. We're worried about little worldly things and health. It's so much to be thankful for. We start worrying about the little things.
He went to the hospital, the ER, for a toothache, and they took his blood, checked his and they said his white blood cell count was through the roof. They do more tests, and it's like, that toothache is now, you have leukemia. Can you imagine?
What?
That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It makes you feel silly. Like I'm worried about a dollar.
That's so crazy.
I was having heart palpitations when I was driving trucks. This is why, I knew it was so bad. I got blood work done when I was driving trucks in October of 24, right before I quit. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, overweight. I was having heart palpitations that I, didn't tell the doctor because I was like, I don't want to know. I was like, if I'm gonna die, I don't want to know. Just let me die. But I was heartburn, acid reflux.
They were young, bro.
I was 26. This was all when I was 26. I mean, it was bad. So I really, try to take my health seriously now because part of getting out of that truck was like, yo, if I'm gonna get out this truck, I'm gonna take my health seriously. So it's like, who am I to, quit my job to continue being unhealthy? I'd just be lying and being disrespectful to myself.
Yeah.
So it's part of keeping myself accountable to what I said I was going to do.
Thanks. All right. So you created Just Keep Running, the documentary on YouTube. Tell us more about that, bro, because I definitely want to.
For sure.
That was definitely hear
something
about
that really came about towards the end of last year. I started running in March, ran a couple races. And then I didn't sign up for the Philadelphia Marathon until July, after the 4th of July.
Okay.
And once I signed up for that, then I was like, yo, this is really real. I signed up for it. I told everybody about it. I'm like, I'm a runner now. I got to do this.
Facts.
I told my family, my friends, I ain't going to be no, I got to run this race.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to, run this race, I got to follow the same steps I did the first race I did. I got to start training, but now I got to train, a bit more because the first one was a 5 miler. This is 26.2 miles. So I got to train, a lot more. So I trained for 4 months I started training like end of July. So July, August, September. And then like most of November started tapering, and then the race was the end of November.
What was training like for that? Facts. What was training like for that, bro? Like
100-mile months, like so 25.
Oh, that's 30. Where you was dropping them 100-mile months. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like every Sunday running
at least 25 miles, like
in a week. Would say every Sunday was like at least 10 miles, 10 to 10.
But like 25 in a week, like for sure, like on average.
But the bulk of the mileage would be done on Sundays. It was a lot. I was supposed to incorporate strength training during that time
too.
What is
strength training?
Like
shrink. Okay,
strength
training.
Training. But I didn't incorporate any strength training at all last year because I had to hyper focus on one thing until it wasn't on me till it was in me. Now that running's in me, this year I've been strength training and like I got the balance of both. So now I'm like, brick by brick. I did one thing last year and I did another thing this year, and then you just keep building on top of that.
I love it.
But in October, as I'm, starting to, reflect on this journey, it's getting to the end of October, pushing early November, I'm like, how do I fully encapsulate, this journey that I've been on, how running has really transformed my life? Because being out there on the road, most of those miles is alone. We're talking about hours and hours and hours of alone time, similar to what I experienced being on the road driving trucks. I think that's why I fell in love with running too, because, that's what I loved about trucking. Being over the road by myself, being able to reflect, being able to game plan, mastermind, think, all of that. So all that happened on the road in a different way. Yeah. So I'm like, what do I do? And I hear God speak again. He says, this is what I had you do this for. Now it's time to put the documentary together. And I was like, I'm like, God, you really crazy. I'm like, you put me through this so that I could have a story to tell. And now it's like,
we just talked about that yesterday. That's crazy.
I'm like, how am I gonna tell this story? So at first I'm like, I'm gonna record it myself. I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer. I'm gonna just set up the camera a bunch of times and run and pick it up. And then I was just like, you know what? No, do it right. Invest in yourself. So then I started scouting out, for videographers, and I had a couple in mind, all from my hometown or from like, in the area. Yeah. And one of them, he is the photographer and videographer for the Charlotte Hornets. He's the first one I reached out to because he does, that kind of work at athletics. Yeah. So shot him a text and an email, didn't hear back. I'm like, you know what? He busy. He's working in the NBA now. It is what it is. Shout out Ryan Cruz, Just Cruising. Definitely check him out. Next, I reached out to this dude, Adachi Media. Shout out Jamie. He's from my hometown as well, East Stroudsburg, Fishkill, Pennsylvania area. Mm-hmm. He's a big time music video guy. Works in Atlanta and really over the country, but reached out to him and he got back to me and he was just like, let's do it. I said, because I sent him a proposal. I had like the act, like the scenes. I had everything already laid out for him. All he had to do was show up and just shoot it. Yeah. So he was like, let's do it. And he was able to work me on my budget, thank God, because when I hit him up, he was on set with Ludacris. Wow. So I'm like, for him to, come
be like,
from Atlanta
I got you.
up here to me, he's like, I got you. Like, thank you, my brother. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to him.
That's love, man.
Word.
He came up. He came to my house, knocked on my door like 5:30 a.m. We got out there. We shot it from about 5:30 to like 11 a.m. We had the whole thing shot and done. And that was Murder, She Wrote. Like,
that's lovely.
And once it was done and I started getting like the drafts back, I was just like, I'm like, damn. I was like, God, like this is really what you wanted me to do. And then I held on. I really wanted to drop it, before the year was out. But, I'm glad I held on to it because I was able to, put together the trailer, put together the marketing, the poster, book a venue to do a premiere and really do it right, give it the justice that it needed. And had a beautiful premiere January 31st in Philadelphia, right by Love Park. I'm talking about right in the center of the city. Black box theater, filled it up like 40, 50 people. So we had food, drinks. My parents came, people got to share different remarks and anecdotal stories, that they had with me, and it was really beautiful. Yeah. So then now I just want to, let this documentary be a note to the world, to everyone, that whatever it is you want to do, like you can do it. You just take it one step at a time, have faith in God, and just apply to work, and you can get there. Because like I did it, people before me have did it, and people after me would do it. So just stay true to that recipe, and like you will have success.
I love it, bro.
It's dope, man. How God downloads ideas into our minds, bro, in certain aspects of our lives. Like we can be at certain points, whether it's like a low moment, you know what I'm saying? And as I'm listening to you, bro, like that documentary idea came from you finding something that you love.
It came from being in action. Like I wouldn't have got the idea if I was sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
a lot of people wait for creativity, or they wait for inspiration. You don't get inspiration from sitting down,
not doing anything.
Be inspired, be within the spirit. And this is why, like, I was talking with some guys. I did a photo shoot for my guy Robbie Kedra, who owns Allen Paca Knitwear. Great guy, amazing line of clothing, and he's connected with some very influential people as well, who are up and coming. But we all sat down and were talking after the fashion show Saturday, and he says, you got to treat, or we come to, he says you got to treat, faith like a hobby. And I was like, whoa, like, wait, what you were like, you know what you just said? He was like, you got to treat faith like a hobby. I was like, yo, you don't understand the power behind what you just said. Because most people will treat, religion and their faith like a chore, like, oh, I got to get up, go to church Sunday. Oh, like I got to pray 8 times a day because they said I have to. And it's like, nah, like when you really, treat it like any other, goal or relationship that you want, and you like fall in love with it, have fun with it, become addicted to it, that's when like you'll see the results and the success in it that you want. That's when you'll get those downloads and you'll hear those messages and get that feedback from God that you've been so desperately waiting to hear. But it's like, people go to the gym once and think, they're supposed to get strong or get toned up.
No, just take time.
Like you go to the gym, and people that go to the gym, because they're trying to get right for spring break, but then don't go back. Like, think about how people operate in that same way with their faith. It's like, nah, like, you got to go to the gym and finally be sick and tired of being sick and tired. But yo, I'm going to go to the gym every day because I want to go to the gym. I love going to the gym. And if I don't love going to the gym, I'm going to keep going till I do. And that's the same type of mindset you got to apply to your faith, because it's like, one step at a time, it's all gonna work out.
I definitely feel like along the same lines, it's easier to follow your faith when you get rid of that victim mentality. Because once you think like everything happened, like why this, why that, why it gotta be me, why it gotta be this, it changes your whole perspective. And once you change your whole perspective, I feel like it's so much easier to follow the Lord's purpose.
No, it does.
It's so much easier.
Thanks, bro. I love that, bro. So now that you've done, the Love Run, and you've dropped, you keep running. What's next in running for you?
So the Love Run's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Check out the Legacy of Hope fundraiser. I got a link in my bio. We'll get to that at the end. And then just keep running. That's out there. Check that out. Be inspired. Get moving.
Yeah, you definitely got
moving forward. I announced some plans at the premiere so that those people who are already there, they already know what's coming.
Copy.
But the plan is to, one, have my own run club, which is in the works. It should have been already out, but some opportunities arose because people saw the documentary, and now there's opportunity for some major partnerships. So I'm just waiting on.
I love that, man.
Come together, on behind the scenes so that I could bring out the news and stuff like that.
For sure.
Everybody join us.
For sure.
Outside of the run club, I definitely want to get into the fashion. That's another big thing. I want to have a line of running apparel and just lifestyle, athleisure kind of stuff. That's something that I'm working on. Probably a little bit later down the year, just because, like I was saying, you gotta, allocate resources and energy certain places at a time. You can't try to
find a balance.
Do everything at once. Yeah.
The priority right now is getting the run club up and running, because I gotta build this community out. People invested into me. Now I want to invest into them. Give something to them.
I love that, bro. I love that for you.
Outside of that, I want to continue working with brands and helping other brands and individuals tell their story through my photography or consulting services.
For sure.
And I want to, be able to bring in my music and my DJing into all that as well, because there's no great movie or story without, you know, a great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack, some music, some vibes, baby. Yeah,
music involved in them 100-mile months.
I bet, bro.
I've been through every genre you could think of.
What's your favorite one?
As of late, I've been enjoying a lot of like 2000s alternative, like emo punk kind of rock, like Green Day, 3 Days Grace, like a lot of that.
Nickelback, yeah, bro.
A lot of that stuff been feeling a lot of my lifts and runs, but like I always fall back on 90s hip hop, a lot of Wu-Tang, Method Man, you know, Jay-Z, Jadakiss. And then,
definitely,
you know, my love of my 20s house music. I always fall on back on house music.
You listen to lo-fi? I come to
lo-fi when I work, for sure.
I love lo-fi, bro. Lo-fi will keep me in a peaceful state when I run from time to time.
Yeah, if it's like an easy run, I can see that.
Yeah, easy run. For me, easy run. Yeah, when it comes to that intense run, like you said, you gotta throw on the head.
You gotta go into something.
Right.
Can't be listening to lo-fi. You about to get into
3 Days Grace, or I put on some techno if I'm trying to, you know, lay on it.
Yeah.
Something fast.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
I love it. I got a few things. Not too much, but right now, what would be how can I say this? Because right now it seems like you're living life right now. So like,
One day at a time.
what does that mean for you? Like, how does that, like, what does building a beautiful life look like for you right now, bro? Because like, right now you are kind of glowing in God's glory and doing a lot of things and putting Him first, bro, and seeing change and growing, going through a lot of adversity and stuff like that, bro. Honestly, that's what your focus is right now. So what does that look like for you? You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me. It's a lot of what I'm doing right now, plus, you know, a bit more honing in on like my faith and my discipline. You know, because with all these new opportunities, it's like this is where a lot of great men fall. They forget to keep God first when the success comes. So that's like something that I'm really
deep, bro.
You know, honing in on. But I was really looking for a journal that I had from 2017. It's like 2017, 2018, because like I knew a similar question would come up, and I've been reflecting on it. But in that journal, if I ever find it, I wrote down like what I wanted my life to be, because my mentor and my college advisor at the time, they're like, yo, you got to pick a major, because I was undecided up until like my junior year. So they're like, what do you want to do? And I always knew like what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to bring it all together. But I finally feel like I'm in a place now where I can do all the things that I'm passionate about under one roof, like under one umbrella. And running has kind of allowed me to do that. Like with the documentary, I'm able to I was able to stay active, was able to create, you know, a movie, because I always wanted to create movies. So I was able to create, you know, a motion picture. I was able to create graphics and photos, and I was able to create community. I was able to impact lives.
And I
was able to make money from it. So it's just like, yo, like I'm doing all things that I want to do right now. So it's just like, yo, this is it. And in that journal, I wrote, I want to work with the youth and work in the community. And, you know, like those things are coming. I always wanted to, you know, make money from my craft and be an artist, like check. And I always wanted to, in some way, you know, work for myself and, you know, possibly make money from my athletics, check. So it was like all the things I wanted to do is like, you know, I'm doing them right now. And it's like, I was, you know, stressed and impatient and why God, when I was in college, like, I don't know if it's gonna work. But He was guiding me and never left my side the entire time. Like He had a plan. He had a plan.
That's the main word. That's the key
I was gonna
word.
drop out of Westchester. Really? I'm like, y'all here. I went to Westchester for a media production degree that I technically didn't even really get, because I ended up having to do the, you know, that Build the Bear workshop major. I was a few liberal arts. I was a few credits short. So they was like, look, you could stay another semester, or you could do liberal arts and drop to the minor instead of the major. And I was like, all right, just give me the minor, and then I'll leave. So, you know, leaving college with that, and during COVID, I kind of had doubts in, you know, the spending power of my degree. But lo and behold, and you fast forward, that same degree got me the job that I have now. And like, good job. I got a pension. Like I'm working on a promotion. Like I'll probably stay at this company, you know, till I retire, you know, God willing. So it's like, thank God I stayed there for that little minor build-a-bear workshop degree. If I didn't have that degree, I wouldn't be eligible for the job.
Exactly.
Right. That's love, bro. One word I can point out that you said was patience, bro. I feel like going through, you know, adversity and just finding your pathway to what you love to do, man. The patience is something that us as humans really don't have because we want it so fast.
Because we're not omnipresent and omniscient. Like we don't know everything, but we want to know everything.
Yeah,
we can't. It takes away the beauty of the story.
There's glory in learning.
Letting it unfold.
I realize there's glory in
faith
learning.
and trusting it.
Yeah, it is, bro. That's
it has been beautiful. Like that's why on the runs, like, you know, them endorphins get going, and I'll just like start reflecting, and I'm like, I'll just start laughing, and my girl, my ex, she'll be like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm just thinking about how crazy this life is. I'm thinking about how blessed I am, and how like all these stories that I have, you know, have came from, you know, this adversity and trials and tribulations that God put me through. And then this ties into, you know, this upcoming Saturday. If you have the time, I'm going to be speaking at Westchester for the Brothers of Excellence Conference. And the theme this year, this is the 10th year of Brothers of Excellence. I went to the first 3. So the fact that they had 10 years now is like, you know, mind blowing.
I remember when
the theme this year
for the first one.
You and Ray Makaya helped put that together.
Keen on it.
So it'd be amazing for you to be there.
That's so crazy, bro.
The theme is legacy and leadership this year. So thinking about, you know, we sitting here, I'm telling stories about myself, and like, you know, this is going to be a part of my legacy when I'm gone. You know, legacy is the stories that we share of those who have passed. And, you know, some people, if you are great enough, you're lucky enough to have a legacy that's, you know, echoes eons, you know, throughout eternity. If you are a piece of shit, then you got a bad rap, you got a rap sheet, you got a history. So you don't want a history, you don't want a rap sheet, you want a legacy to leave behind. And you get to leave a legacy behind when you step up to the plate to those adversities and trials and tribulations, and you overcome them, because God gives his strongest soldiers the toughest battle. If you don't win those battles, what legacy are you going to have? Like, how are you going to be David and the Goliath if you don't beat the Goliath?
Bro, that's his favorite story, bro.
So you have to step up to the plate, and you have to win. You have to slay your demons, and you have to overcome adversity. And that's what my whole life has been about. And when adversity strikes, like, I'm gonna face it head on.
Bro, it's crazy how...
Go ahead.
No, it's crazy how a lot of what he's talking about is things that we've talked about recently.
Yeah, because it's true.
Bro, like this facing your adversity, facing your demons head on, bro. It's so easy to, because it looks scary, because it looks intimidating, because it looks very like, oh my God, this looks
unfamiliar.
Yes, unfamiliar. But bro, when you face them Jones, bro, you know how much stronger you come out.
Facts, bro.
Mentally, emotionally, like you come out so much.
It's okay to be afraid too.
No, it's okay.
But you have to do it afraid. Anyway.
Yeah, bro.
You
have that courage.
Facts,
but
bro.
on that same line, I'll be the one to ask it before we end it.
What's up?
On the lines of adversity, if you have any advice to people chasing their dreams, or any words of motivation to people chasing their dreams, or, you know, going through hard times, what would you have for them? I know it's a little freestyle. We kind of do it at the end of every episode, but
I would say this, like, it really is, like the podcast says, the work continues, but truly, don't give up, and really do take time to look at your family, your friends, people who you have around you. Lean on them.
Yeah.
Lean on them.
That's
like
deep.
Lean on them physically if you can, you know, lean on them emotionally, even if, you know, they you can't do any of those things, they're not, you know, emotionally available or physically present. Like, you know, pray for others. You know, praying for others will, you know, come back to you and give you strength and, you know, help you move forward. But ultimately, I use, you know, my family as like my anchor. Like if I ever get too low and those suicidal thoughts start creeping up on me when times get too hard, I'm like, yo, I got a sister right behind me that's you know, looking up to me. I got a mother and a father that want to see me exceed and do well and carry on the family name and legacy. So I was like, nah, like snap out of it. Like, yo, that always lights that fire right up underneath me. Keep that furnace going. And I love this time of year especially because everybody thinks, you know, January 1st is the beginning of the year. It's not. The new year always starts with spring. And why do you think, you got all these religious, spiritual
April Fool's Day on April
1st. Leading up into April and Easter. April 1st is the new year, and my sister's birthday is April 1st. So with every April 1st, I always, take it in stride. I'm like reinvigorated to go and do great things. And like, I already know, like, everything I've set up this winter is about to take off as soon as April 1st hits.
God willing, I love that, bro. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness, bro. Yeah. Y'all was talking about facing adversity and stuff like that before we let go. And I seen a post where it said a lot of people would look at things and say it's easy or hard. That's why I said, when, we're going through adversity, it might feel unfamiliar. Because if you look at it easy or hard, then, you're always going to be like, this is hard for me. Like, oh, this, that.
You're always going to choose comfort. You're going to choose
exactly.
easy.
You're going to always choose easy.
What people don't understand is comfort zone is dangerous.
Exactly. So, like, the way we even talk to each other and saying easy or hard, I was like, we should change the verbiage of how we talk to each other, unfamiliar and familiar. Because when we start saying things are easy and things are hard, we're always going to put this limitation on things that you would expect to be hard. So, like, when people say, I used to always say, chemistry is horrible for me, bro. I'm so horrible at chemistry.
You want to know how to reframe it even better?
Exactly.
Instead of framing things with adjectives like easy or hard.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no easy or hard. It's either you will
or you won't. Exactly. You do or you don't.
You won't.
And that's it.
I don't care about anybody else. As a man,
that's it.
That's how you have to move. Either you will or
Facts.
you won't. Either you will be with this woman or you won't be with this woman. Either you will take this job or you won't take this job. Either you will go in the gym or you won't go to the gym.
That's deep.
There's no that gray area in between, bro. Make the decision, bro. That's why I always say, bro, this is gonna be like what? How many? Literally, Albert Darby should just give me
women and children have the benefit of being indecisive. As a man, but you not have that choice.
Make it a great day and night. The choice is yours. Done. That's it, bro. You have a choice. You either will do it or you don't, bro.
You don't.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. So, yeah, man. Let the world know where they can find you. Any social media tags and all that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. You can find me everywhere at Rawquez. That's RAWQUES. My photography website is same thing, www.rawquez.com.
Yes, sir.
Definitely check out my documentary, Just Keep Running, Faith in Motion, on YouTube. You just type it in just like that. It's 15 minutes long. Perfect watch for, right after dinner or during your lunch break. You can blow it up on the TV because it was shot 4K, cinema grade cameras.
Yeah,
so
talk that, baby.
Beautiful.
Talk that, baby.
Please
talk that.
Visit my Instagram page. And the link in the bio is going to be to the Legacy of Hope fundraiser. We still want to raise more money for these families in Philadelphia battling cancer. Thanks. So hit that, $5, $10, whatever you have. It's greatly appreciated.
Send them off, Pop.
First off, my peace. Thank you for coming on the podcast today. Yo, TWC fam, as I always say, keep hustling, keep grinding, keep working. The work continues. We out. Peace. Yo.